Hi friends, welcome to my channel Only Bio. We are dealing with the second lecture on cell, the basic unit of life. So last time we had just introduced this chapter. Now today we are going to first talk about which is the smallest cell, the largest cell, the longest cell. Now coming to this, the smallest cell is mycoplasma, which is 0.3 micrometers. I repeat, the smallest cell is mycoplasma, that is 0.3 micrometers. The bacterial cell is around 3 to 5 micrometers. The largest cell is the egg of an ostrich, which is almost 15 centimeters, and the longest cell is that of neuron. Now, if you observe this, you'll find that we haven't included viruses anywhere. Right? Now, what might be the reason that we don't include viruses here? Now, try to understand anything which is lesser than a cell, the structure of the cell can't be called as a cell. In other words, this is the reason why viruses are said to be as on the borderline of living and non-living. And if we talk about the dimensions of viruses, so normally viruses range in this particular size, that is 0.02 to 0.2 micrometers. However, they are not considered as living nor considered as non-living. We shall be dealing with viruses separately, not here. Now, coming to the next, जब जैसे मैंने कहा कि with the discovery of the microscope, the scientists started getting a very good idea about what is cell. The research went ahead. Then came up two scientists, Matthias Lieden, who was a German botanist, and Theodor Schwann, who was a British zoologist. Now these two scientists had performed experiments. Like Matthias Lieden was a person, being a botanist, he was studying up everything about plants. And Theodor Schwann, being a British zoologist, was studying everything about animals. Now, why am I insisting on him being German, him being British? Because lots and lots of MCQs are even asked on this. Like in that particular exam tension, it is quite possible कि आप इसको German और इसको British बना देते हो. So it is very much important to remember कि Matthias Lieden, he was a botanist and he was German. Theodor Schwann was a zoologist and he was a British zoologist, right? Now coming to the next point, Matthias Lieden, when he was studying all the plants, he got to know that all the plants are made up of cells and they have the same basic structure. That is, a cell being bounded up, and of course he never knew about cell wall. And Schwann was a zoologist who was studying up all the animals, and he got to know that all the animals are made up of cells. So together Matthias Lieden and Theodor Schwann together proposed a cell theory, which is also at times called as the cell doctrine. This also is a word used at times. So cell theory, cell doctrine was proposed by Matthias Lieden, who was a German botanist, and Theodor Schwann, who was a British zoologist. Now this theory stated that, I'm talking about the cell theory, this theory stated that all the living organisms are made up of cells. All the living organisms, the plants as well as animals, are made up of cells. Cells are the basic units of life, the structural units of life, the functional units of life. All the living organisms have same basic structure. But this particular theory had one disadvantage. No doubt they had talked about the existence of the cell, but they couldn't understand, they didn't comment about how did the cell come to life. So this theory had a small addition that was being given by another scientist, that is Rudolf Virchow. Now Rudolf Virchow, he added up one point to this particular cell theory that was called as omnis cellulae cellula. I repeat, omnis cellulae cellula, which is also at times called as the cell lineage theory. I repeat, cell lineage theory. Now, according to this theory, that is what Rudolf Virchow had proposed. A cell can come into life only from a pre-existing cell. I repeat, cells come to life only from a pre-existing cell. Now friends, here it is very important to understand cells come to life from a pre-existing cell का मतलब है आप या मैं हम लैब में नए सेल को पैदा नहीं कर सकते. एक ही सेल दूसरे सेल को पैदा कर सकता है, हम सेल को बाकायदा लैब में कंस्ट्रक्ट नहीं कर सकते. And after this point was being added to this particular theory, then this theory came to be called as the modern cell theory. ना इसमें और एक बात जो समझने लायक है या याद रखने लायक है, सरप्राइजिंग है, श्वान जो कि एक जूलॉजिस्ट थे, इन्होंने बाद में प्लांट स्ट्रक्चर को भी ऑब्जर्व किया. एंड श्वान वाज द पर्सन टू से दैट द सेल इज बाउंडेड by a cell membrane or plasma membrane, and in case of plants it is also bounded by means of a cell wall. Now this is quite confusing. अगर ये question MCQ में आता है कि cell wall being present was said by predicted by whom, तो दिमाग में हमारे क्या आता है, तो Schleiden, because he being a botanist. But the fact is this was predicted by Schwann and not by Schleiden. So these are the points of modern cell theory. Thank you.